So I'm in a car park somewhere in West Sussex, Pagham, UK, the world, the cosmos. You know, I don't really feel like I'm from any kind of place anymore anyway. It's all Earth, isn't it? I mean, really, when we actually really see what we are and like the size of the Earth in relation to and what we're part of, like galactically, cosmically, it's actually quite hilarious when we realize everything that we've been told about the significance of, well, not the significance of us, because we are extremely significant, but the history of the Earth, the ways of medicines, the ways of education, the ways of systems, you know, the understanding of how consciousness works and how limitation works and patterns and programs, and that if you have been handed down to you generationally limits and lack and need and fear and greed, always handed down by the same people, but when are we going to demand something better? When are we going to demand that there's abundance for all? This is not woo-woo utopia. You know, that's a line that we've been sold. So we can feel silly that why? Don't be daft. We're not entitled to abundance. We're not entitled to freedom. We're not entitled to a beautiful life full of love and, you know, expression and change and growth and expansion. Well, you see, that's the problem. That's exactly what we're entitled to. It's our birthright. And when we know how to use our minds properly and step into our consciousness, our innate knowing who we are, where we are, what we're capable of, you know, knowing the truth about energy and the significance of energy and matter, and how matter pales in comparison to everything else that is energy. That is all, the field of all there is. We are energy. It's just people throw that out like, you know, we're energy. Energy influences everything. We have to stop playing small and realize the reason that we are so programmed, conditioned and controlled is because we are the creators. We are the forbidden formula. Why do you think so much effort goes into it? We create it all. We allow it all. We create it all. We create from what we see on the screens. We create from what we're shown. You know, we create it all. So we can choose to create something different. You can switch off, plug into the source and create something different, because it is in our power to do that. Disconnect, switch off, plug into the source. We're all walking around with Stockholm syndrome. It's all very sad. It's all very humiliating and shocking to wake up to the truth of the world. And it just is, you know, and there's lots of people waking up right now to, you know, and I'm not messing about with political truths, this, that, the other. I'm talking about the truth, the universal truth that cannot be touched. It cannot be changed. It cannot be surpassed by any puppet masters on this earth, by anyone. You can't beat the natural law. Are you kidding me? You know, I don't think so. So if you're waking up to things right now and you're really freaked out, stay in the eye of the storm and just realize that you have the power to change it all. There is choice and there is free will, and you have the power within you. Don't believe what you've been told. I believed I was shit all my life, you know, I made myself shit. We all think we're shit really deep down. Even the people that we think actually like themselves, really, we loathe ourselves. We don't know ourselves. We're not allowed to know ourselves. And now look, our children in schools, singing kind of propaganda songs, and babies being born with their mothers with masks on. They flipping lived inside their tummies for like 9 months. The first thing that poor child's seeing is a masked face and eyes. That's the first thing they imprint. Complete dehumanization. But there is always free will, and there's always choice in what you allow. And even though it's a horrible thing and it's a hard thing to think, what we allow is what we get. What is what we tolerate. What we tolerate is what we get. So don't tolerate shit, and you won't get shit. Because it doesn't matter if you can say anything. Well, it was my job, it was this and that. I'm not saying it's not difficult. I'm not saying it's not hard. It's a complete disconnection and a withdrawal and a making something new that works for everyone. Get the mean boys off the hill. They've had their time. Go, go, go. Your reign is done. You're done. No more proliferation of control. Draconian control over people. Stop, no more giving people shit and telling them it's sugar. And no more people believing it. Too, there's no right or wrong. There's no hierarchy. I'm not better than anyone, and you're not better than anyone. We are one. We are one consciousness. We are from one source, and we all have the same capabilities. We all have access to the same talent. We just have to go quiet to access them, because we're so distracted and we're so noisy. We're walking around looking at all this external tech, but you know what? The best technology there is our inner tech. We never discovered it. We were never allowed to, And I've discovered it through the quantum flow method and all breath work and this and opening up to new ways of medicine. But I only did that when I got fucked over by the medical system, which was like 3 years ago. But the point is, it's only when we're under extreme trauma that we wake up to the truth of ourselves. So this is a collective trauma, and it's a collective healing. And you can look at it, there's so many layers. There's the physical, the metaphysical, the biological, the technological. I'm not going to go into all the details of what everything is, because it's up to everyone, isn't it, to do their own research and find out truth. And to be honest, the truth of all you need to know at the moment is there's a fucking massive storm coming. And when I say storm, you can understand what I mean by that. And I would just advise anyone to stay in the eye of it. Discard anything that you thought meant anything, and stay in your heart. Stay with your breath, and stay with the knowing that you are connected to the sacred sky, sacred Father Sky, the divine sacred masculine, the divine feminine of Mother Earth. And you, us, we, when we are fully realized, cannot be touched. Nothing can harm you. Nothing can harm you. Fully actualize yourself as a luminous, multi-dimensional being that we are. Like I always say, however long I'm here on this earth for, I'm gonna leave it a better place than I found it in. We always work out the game too late, or maybe it's just on time. So, man, there's some crazy classical music going on. I'm not keen on that. Don't like that kind of discombobulated stuff. Yeah. So that's it. We're fucking amazing. We are amazing. And we don't need to take guff from anyone. We don't need to. We just believe we do. Half the time, these things are not things that we're being told to do, and they're not laws. And it's, people are so kind. At their essence, they want to be good. And that has been used against us. Because we want to be good, we want to be kind, we want to be considerate, we want to keep people safe. Sadly though, the things that we've been told not keeping any of us safe. And they're only harming us as a species, as a human race. Our very humanity, our ability to have empathy, our ability to have connection. That's what's at stake here. Our ability to have connection with each other. That's what's at stake. That's what's at stake. Our humanness. Or rather, what's at stake is letting go of our humanness. And when I say that, the last parts that keep us tethered, that keep us held, that keep the bars on our minds. But we must keep our humanity. We must keep our humanity. What are we? You know, I see in the government website, the next phase, you know, the human machine, augmented reality. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? It might seem quite cool. Yeah, you get a chip. You don't need a chip in your hand anymore. It's just in. Nanotech, baby. Welcome to the AI world. There's some words. At the end of the day, there is a storm coming. It's up to everyone else to discern their own truth. But if there's people that have woken up to things and changed their mind about certain things, you know, it's never too late. If you think about it, you're powerful creators. We are powerful creators, so nothing is insurmountable. Nothing. I just stay away from that medicine. I just access my own medicine. That is what we have the access to. And that's what we have the ability to do. Take care, so much love. You know, if you're just waking up to things and you're curious and you feel like you want to connect with people and that you feel alone and you want to express yourself, come along to my group, Adventures in Humaness. Come along to the group, Tribe to Thrive. Listen to my podcast. You know, if you're worried about extricating yourself from the doctors or from systems in general, taking your child out of school, you know, there's some great people. There's, you know, Sarah Lou, the Renegade Mum. There's just so many people who can help you withdraw and change your life if you want to live in a different way. Because, you know, at the end of the day, like I liked, the light, if you're not used to talking in like metaphysical ways, the light, you know, good has won, God has won, the light has won. You'll find out the darkness is all going to come out anyway. You know, truth never ever can stay hidden. So if you're just finding out things and you're distressed, there is no hierarchy. There are only different levels of consciousness, and we'll all get there in the end. Unless we exiting early this time and popping back down. Listen, just the only thing really that matters, yeah, we got money, we got cars, we got houses and stuff, but really, really, I've had money and I've been poor as shit. You know, and I'm not poor, I'm rich. I am rich in so many things. However, paper folding is not here yet. But it doesn't matter, because I've never ever been more at peace in my soul. You know?